I have been every voice.
You are the chosen one! Anakin! Anakin!
This is where the fun begins.
Inside your head.
Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, The Bad Batch and more. As always my dear friends, before I dive into the news, please may I ask you to hit that big red subscribe button if you've not done so, and also be sure to give that bell a good old tickle to be alerted each and every time that I post new content. Just before we get into it guys, I will say please stay till the end of the video because we have a special guest who was in the prequel trilogy. But without much further ado and without any more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into it. So as I promised, we are going to be talking about character news, but first of all let's look at some leaked footage. So what you're looking at here is footage of a set in Death Valley. This was posted to Reddit. It's something that friends of the poster of this video stumbled across. At first many people pointed out that this must be a fan film, but upon closer inspection of the equipment being used, it's almost definitely legit. Allow me to share with you what someone more qualified in the photography department had to say on this. They say, I think whatever this is, it's legit. I'm a photographer and camera enthusiast. After doing some screen caps from this video and some research, the main camera is a professional quality beast. Definitely not a camera I'd expect to see in a fan film. They also have a second DSLR, which looks to be for framing, and a B-cam. All the equipment I have seen looks to be quite high-end. All of their equipment looks fairly kitted out, with extras as well. As this person points out, it would be a very expensive piece of equipment for someone who's just making a fan film to use. So you might also be wondering, if this is legit, then why would Lucasfilm allow passers-by to get this close? Well my friends, it's happened before. Last year to be exact, for The Mandalorian Season 2. Passers-by filmed what they thought to be a fan film, but ended up being Robert Rodriguez's episode of Mando. Lucasfilm allowed those passers-by to film for what people believe to be a publicity stunt. So if we're going to make a reasonable evaluation, this is likely to be legit footage for an upcoming project. Most likely the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, but it could also be The Mandalorian Season 3 or even the Book of Boba Fett. As for the actual footage itself, it looks like they're using the natural scenery for the planet to be Tatooine, with a sand trooper leading two stormtroopers on an Imperial patrol of the area. So it's very exciting indeed, and I'm sure we'll look back at this and be able to pinpoint exactly where it appears in an upcoming show. Also, while Mando and Obi-Wan Kenobi are using the ILM stagecraft, many scenes in The Mandalorian Season 2 were filmed on location, and this is likely to be true for all of Lucasfilm's upcoming projects. So as I say, I've made the assumption that it's for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, but it could be for Boba or The Mandalorian. But what do you guys think? Is this legit footage? Is it for Obi-Wan or is it just a fan film? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let's move on to our next topic. So as you're aware, over the last few weeks there have been a lot of leaks for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Well, now we have another update because Natalie Portman says she has no plans of reprising the role of Padme in Star Wars. A month after we got the cast announcement for Obi-Wan, a lot of Star Wars fans have been wondering about certain characters reprising their roles who weren't mentioned. Among these are Ray Park as Darth Maul, Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon Jinn, and of course Natalie Portman as Padme Amidala. Any potential involvement of Padme would of course be in flashback form. While it's believed that Lucasfilm are keeping big cameos a secret, recently we've had a lot of hints that Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul will be returning. As for Natalie Portman, there's been no news until now, but unfortunately it's bad news, as the actress says she has no plans of playing Padme again in Star Wars. While some members of the Star Wars fandom think that she's purposefully being dishonest, she stated in a podcast that she had not been approached by Lucasfilm for the project and that she hadn't even considered a return to Star Wars. She went on to state that she has no current or future plans to return to the galaxy far, far away, but is flattered by the reception of fans a decade and a half after we last saw her in Revenge of the Sith. Star Wars fans should not be too disheartened though, because the upcoming Obi-Wan Kenobi series promises to bring us the rematch of the century, a phrase that Kathleen Kennedy brought up during Disney Investor Day in 2020. Rumours surrounding this rematch suggest that Obi-Wan will face off against Darth Vader in dream form rather than in actuality, and that the series is going to deal with force communication between the two. Other themes are of course going to be Obi-Wan's experience in exile on Tatooine and Vader's own personal psychological struggle in the wake of his new empire. But what do you guys make of this? Do you think Natalie Portman is being dishonest and we will indeed see Padme, or do you think it's an absolute no and we don't need to see the character at all? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now this isn't the only piece of Obi-Wan news we're going to be talking about, because Kumail Nanjiani, who was an actor announced during the big Obi-Wan cast announcement, is preparing for his role in Obi-Wan Kenobi and is looking as ripped as ever. While we have no idea what role he is going to play in the show, it's believed that it's going to be an action-packed one. And this is of course based on his physical transformation over the last few weeks and months. So let's take a look at what this article says. Kumail Nanjiani has had a very successful career as a comedian and an actor, but first shocked the public by getting into superhero shape for his role of Kingo in Eternals. He's gone viral for his physique a number of times, but this is pretty impressive. Here is the latest post-workout photo of him preparing for his role in Obi-Wan Kenobi. So based on these photos alone, it seems as though he's going to have a very action-filled role, and not a passive one as some fans first assumed. Nanjiani might be playing an Inquisitor, a survivor of Order 66, or some other iteration of a powerful Force user. Alternatively, his physical transformation might not necessarily equate to a full-on physical role in the show, and it could just be aesthetical. But what do you guys make of all of this? Does his transformation make you excited for his role in the show? Are you neutral? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. So now we're going to be talking about Chloe Bennet, who's apparently going to bring Dr. Aphra into live action. A recent report noted that Bennet is the frontrunner to play Dr. Aphra in her live action debut. The report states the following: this latest bit of news for Chloe could land her in the Disney Plus arm of the Star Wars franchise. And this will be as a character that many fans know but haven't seen yet in live action. Dr. Aphra is short for Chelly Lona Aphra, who exists during the Darth Vader timeline of the Star Wars universe. She's an archaeologist who specializes in hunting down and finding Jedi artifacts and starts out in the employ of Vader. But the two eventually have a falling out and he tries to have her killed. She has a rather involved story that's played out in the comic books but has yet to be brought to the screen. It would be an awesome role for Bennet. It is certainly intriguing that Bennet is reportedly on the wish list for this role, since Dr. Aphra is primarily known for her Marvel Comics storyline, so casting a former Marvel actress would make a lot of sense. It's important to note that Dr. Aphra's live action debut has yet to be confirmed officially by Lucasfilm. We don't know exactly when the character might show up in the Star Wars universe, but some think she might make a cameo appearance in Star Wars Andor. There were previously rumours of an Afrocentric series, but this seemingly never came to fruition, and the character will now presumably show up in another Star Wars show. Frequently described as the Indiana Jones of Star Wars, Aphra is a cunning adventurer and explorer who is sure to make waves whenever it is she finally makes her way into live action. So to be frank, this piece of news really caught me off guard and I wasn't expecting it, but nonetheless it really got me hyped. Dr. Aphra is an underrated character who deserves screen time. She is a truly fascinating addition to the Star Wars universe, and anyone who's read the Vader comics will know why. But let me know your thoughts. You might completely disagree with me and think it's a terrible decision. So finally, my friends, we're going to be talking about Star Wars: The Bad Batch. Will a former antagonist turn out to be an Inquisitor in the upcoming series? This article is poignant and relevant because we're just 2 weeks away from The Bad Batch dropping, so let's take a look at what it says. It might be a while before fans get to see the Star Wars universe on the big screen again, but luckily Disney Plus has plenty to hold them over. With the upcoming Clone Wars spin-off The Bad Batch, fans will get a journey into the lives of some of their favourite characters. One particular character, Barriss Offee, has many wondering if a long-awaited journey to the dark side may finally come to fruition. I've spoken about Barriss Offee numerous times on the channel to do with Ahsoka, and also how Dave Filoni might want to explore what happened to her in a different show. As fandom notes, Barriss Offee was introduced in the prequel trilogy, albeit as a glorified background character. However, in true Star Wars form, the canon away from the film universe gave her a story that she could never have on screen. After framing Ahsoka for treason, it was revealed that Barriss Offee was flirting with the dark side. Many fans online have stated that they think Barriss Offee by the time of The Bad Batch would have become a full Sith Inquisitor. Others believe that she wouldn't have matched with the Empire's ideals and might have gone a different route. We might find out what happened to her in The Bad Batch, or alternatively Dave Filoni might have bigger plans for her. I've even heard some people state she might be in Fallen Order too. Ultimately though guys, the wait for more Star Wars content is almost over. In just 2 weeks we get The Bad Batch, and that will carry us hopefully for about 22 weeks. And don't forget that the premiere is 70 minutes long. So as promised my friends, we have a special guest now who is in the prequel trilogy, who was very kind enough to do this for me, and also a huge thank you to Jamie Stangroom who made this possible. So without much further ado, here is Jerome Blake.
Hi, this is Jerome St. John Blake. I played 7 characters across the Star Wars prequel trilogy. Arun Harko, Masamida, Oberon Cesis, Aubrey Tarr, Graxel Kelvin, Horrocks Ryder, and Mick Regrap. But now, I am talking to you via Star Wars Meg on YouTube. One of my favourite moments in Phantom Menace was the reveal of when the Nemoidian craft landed in and amongst forest, jungle, however you would describe it. And the ramp comes down. And ironically, I was in that scene, but it's not why I'm referencing it. But I thought it was a classic dramatic moment where the ramp comes down and Nute Gunray and Rune Harko walk down the ramp, and Rune Harko says, "Ah, victory."
Victory.
Classic theatre moment. I'm doing it on purpose for your blooper reel.
And so that, my friends, brings us to the end of this news update. What did you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, do all that good stuff down below. And also, guys, if you're feeling generous, please consider going over to Patreon, where for just $2 or $10 a month, you get exclusive access to content that's not found here on YouTube. I also want to say a huge thank you to our new $50 patron, Maria Espino. Thank you so much for your contribution to the channel. I will see you all next time. I'm Star Wars Meg, wishing you all a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you dwell in the galaxy. Have a good one.